Don't you like the ANC or don't you like the black ones?
I would say I don't like, yeah.
Be honest. You
I
don't
don't
like...
like the black people.
Why not?
Just because we were reared in...
It's like that. I don't like black people either.
There you go. So it's just, you don't like black people. I don't like black people.
It's like me, I don't like... But you don't have a reason for it. Then it's just pure racism, no?
It's not racism. It is how we were reared that way.
While I'm here, we need to discuss this Cape Town superiority complex that South Africans have.
Why must we vote for the ANC? They don't deserve our vote.
So who are you voting for?
Even if I have to vote for the Daga party, I will vote for them. I'd even vote for them than vote for the ANC. I vote for anybody else but the ANC.
And it's all coloured people in Western Cape feeling like you feel?
Most of them, the majority of the coloured people in the Western Cape.
So that means that ANC will never get this province?
We hope not. But what they're doing is they're busing the black people in from different provinces and bringing them into Cape Town and letting them vote in our area.
How do they do that?
They go up and they bus them in, and then they give them little plot numbers or whatever, and they go and register in certain areas, and that is how they are able to vote in Cape Town.
Right. Don't you like the ANC or don't you like the black ones?
I would say I don't like, yeah.
Be honest. You
I don't like the black people.
Why not?
Just because we were reared in...
It's like that. I don't like black people either.
There you go. So it's just, you don't like black people. I don't like black people.
It's like me, I don't like... But you don't have a reason for it. Then it's just pure racism, no?
It's not racism. It is how we were reared that way. And you just don't like black people.
Are they so different? I mean, am I so different of you? Is a black man a woman so different of you?
Yes.
In which ways? Enlighten me.
They might have the education, they might have the money, they might have whatever. But the fact remains is they're still black.
So what? So what?
What? They're black. It's just, it's a... When I grew up as a young girl, we had apartheid era, and that is how we were here. The white man, then the coloured man, then the black man. And he's not sugar. White man, black man, white man, coloured man, Indian, and then the black man.
Surprisingly, I'm not gonna address their statement for two major reasons. One is not important. Two, refer to point one. It's not important. I have something else that I need to show you that's happening currently in Cape Town, and that has been happening since John van Riebeck.
Human trafficking in Cape Town. Cape Town is perceived as a sex tourism hotspot, a place regarded as a primary destination where children are involved in underage sex tourism. Reports show that sex tours are easily organized as wine route tours in Cape Town. The sex exploitation of minors by parents on the Cape Flats in particular is an issue fueled by the COVID pandemic, poverty, high unemployment rate, low wages, alcohol and substance abuse that affect numerous households in impoverished areas. For example, a girl was sold for sex by her Cape Town mother at the age of 11 to enable the mother to purchase alcohol for her own consumption was for as little as 20 rand. Since Cape Town is a major seaport city with a constant movement of foreign vessels, there's evidence of foreign fishing boats that employ forced labor practices. Russian and Bulgarian crime syndicates facilitated trafficking within the Cape Town for commercial sex industry towards the poor and vulnerable black and colored women, including children. Crime boss and pedophile Mike raping young boys in Cape Town. Female pastor taking undressed photos of children for child pee. Human trafficking in the church. Both her husband are serving 15 years for the raping of minor children in Cape Town. A play school, crèche, near Cape Town was allegedly twice used to feed the 6 appetizers of Maras. Camilla is the 10th person to be sentenced from the syndicates who ran brothels in Bell Valley, Big Bay, Mountain, and Table View for the involvement for the recruitment of young females that included minors. The charges include kidnapping a minor, money laundering, trafficking in person for sexual exploitation, extortion amounting to more than 3 million. Complex in Bell Valley, Cape Town was under investigation for the alleged substance prostitution prostitution and human trafficking offences. At least 3 to 4 human trafficking cases are reported to subs in Cape Town monthly regarding girls that are facilitated to Cape Town within promises of false work, luring them into human trafficking. Young boys are being trafficked from Lesotho to Cape Town for sex work. To a lesser extent, syndicate recruits black and coloured women, including children, to Europe, where some are forced into prostitution, domestic servitude, criminal activities, substance smuggling, street vending, begging, agricultural, and etc.
Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you want to find this colored woman? She's literally telling you in 2 sentences. Even I at some point thought that she made a mistake. She wanted to say she was raised that way. But this is what she said.
You like the black people?
Why not?
Just because we were reared in...
And here is the second part.
That is just pure racism, no?
It's not racism, it is how we were reared that way.
The problem here in this country as a whole, not just Cape Town, we don't like going into our history. You want to live in this Dululu land where the Springbok springs and unites people. People want to look into the painful history of this country. That needs to be spoken about. That needs to be in our curriculum. There were literal breeding farms in this country. And Cape Town still specializes in breeding out people. She could have said, I was raised that way, but she keeps on saying the same thing. We were reared that way. And the breeding farms did not just happen to just the colored folks. It happened also to black people. This is why also black South Africans have the superiority that they have towards other Africans. You'd hear them talk about the wildest things and say that, who would want to be Zimbabwean? I know I would want to be Zimbabwean. What's wrong with being Zimbabwean? People just want to undo corruption and destruction that happened in the last 400 years in 30 years. That's not gonna happen. So there are major things happening in Cape Town. It's a lot of them. Things that she herself is not aware that it's happening in her area because she's so blindfolded by the things that she feels inside about black people. And the same can be said about black South Africans also, so blinded by the things that they feel about other Africans that they cannot see what's happening in front of their eyes. Hence, I took the opportunity to educate you about what is actually happening in this country, what has been happening in this country, because the breeding farms never stopped. They still do happen in this day, present date. They're so keen on making Cape Town a country and breeding out new people who would see themselves completely different from the rest of us. White people have breeded out black people so much in other parts of Africa that there are people in Africa that shouldn't be in Africa. They believe that they are more even native than the black people who are originally native to those lands. They would fight to be native than to acknowledge the fact that they came through breeding farms, plantation farms, that was literally breeding out people. Yeah, man.